Yes, this really is the game. It took a magnifying glass to take that thumbnail picture. I made a 1 sub-pixel first-person shooter game. And here's zoomed-in gameplay. You think this looks just like the color red, don't you? You can't really see the game. By the end of this video, you will see the game. And you will know this is a desperate man trapped in the backrooms defending himself from giant candy. What? What is a subpixel? Thank you for asking. Computer screens are made of pixels that display color. Each pixel has 3 subpixels. Why? Okay, why make a game out of that? Well, once upon a time, I made a 1-pixel survival game. Yes, I know what you're thinking. This guy had to use 3 subpixels to make a game. I know. But that video got views. Oh, boy did it get views. If people want to see small video games, I'll give them small video games. 1 subpixel. That means I can only use 1 color. Red, blue, or green. I choose red. Charmander. Wow, I just realized that those are the 3 colors of the starter Pokemon. That's interesting. Anyway, I'm not relying on audio or any other feedback features. This game has to be playable through visuals only. While I may only be able to use the color red, there's actually more to it. I can actually use any color between black and red because I can control the brightness of that red subpixel. But how are we gonna turn that into a game? It's practically nothing. What are we gonna do? Is the gameplay from the beginning of this video never even gonna exist? People really liked the emotional journey I went on last video, so I snuck in this little emotional moment here. Actually, this was no problem to me because I didn't make this video until I already had a good idea. This idea. It began by starting up this new 3D project in Unity. It took the customary 37 years for it to be created. 37 years is an exaggeration, by the way. The game would be about controlling an unmoving character who can turn 360 degrees from a first-person perspective. I just gotta program the camera. I just gotta look up a tutorial and program the camera. I just gotta look up a tutorial, look up bug fixes, then program the camera. There we go. Easy. So the goal of the game will be shooting the enemies that come at you. But how will you see anything? We only have 1 subpixel. This is the core of the idea. When you're looking away from the enemy, it will be black. And as you turn closer to them, it gets more and more red. And when it's completely red, you're over the target, ready to fire. Despite having just 1 color and only being able to control brightness, this will allow us to make a first-person shooter out of it. Or I hope it will. We'll see. And I ran into an issue. I was going to make the enemy literally a gradient that goes from black to red or white because I hadn't made the color yet. But no matter how big you make the enemy, you'll never be able to see it when looking more than 90 degrees away. I would have to make the enemy like circle-shaped so that the other half of your view, you actually get a hint to where he is. I do not do 3D. I have dabbled, but I work in Unity 2D. In 2D Unity, you drag, drop, boom, there's your picture. In 3D Unity, first create a plane, then create a material, then apply the image to the material, then apply the material to your plane. This is not my comfort zone. This would be so easy to fix in a 2D project. So, do I put in the time and effort to make it in 3D to better explain it to you guys? Or do I just go running back to what I'm used to? Running back to what I'm used to. So I left that 3D project and I was gonna start a new 2D project. I don't want to wait that long. Let's just open up one I already have. This way I don't have to wait for like minutes on end. Well, it took forever just to open, but here we are in the dice game, which I showed off last video. Might as well give you some updates on that. I've done nothing. So, let's go to a new scene and make our subpixel game. Whoa, I just realized you can have 2 projects of Unity open at the same time. I didn't even know that. My plan is to simulate 3D spinning by changing the color of the square to what the subpixel would be. I made it so it gets brighter or dimmer red the closer or further you get from the target. But while I was making this, I had a realization. It won't be easy to distinguish the difference between fully red and 99% red. There's probably some guy watching this going, oh, I could tell the difference. I should have the entire width of the enemy be fully red for where the shot will register and have it almost drop off to whatever the gradient then is, so there's a noticeable distinction between, oh, shoot now. I spent a little while having issues programming this, but I finally got it working. Here's the fix. The 1 was in the wrong spot. And this pretty much shows why programming is not a televised sport.
Let's get a replay, Joe. He moves the wand. It's perfect.
I know!
That is the play of the century right there.
So, here it is working. Now for the moment of truth. Can you play it at 1 subpixel size? Is this even visible? I whipped up a border to try and limit the screen. The white lines are to help me even find where that 1 subpixel will be. How will we know if I even have it down to 1 subpixel? Well, it's simple. We look at it. Had to whip out a magnifying glass, but looks like 1 subpixel to me. It's smaller than a pixel. And is it playable? Well, I was able to play it. You might not be able to see it here on the video, but I saw it. So is that it? Is the game done? No, we don't even have a game yet. I just have a square that changes color. How hard could it be to finish this up? Just 1 little square, right? Right, it actually wasn't that hard. A new enemy appears at a random position after you shoot. I made you lose if an enemy is there for longer than 4 seconds because he got to you. There's a flicker animation to let you know you died. Then it flashes once for each target you hit. I end the score report with a half red, half black color to let you know that it's over, the game's starting again. Why? Why is there a man just standing still shooting at red things? Are you prepared for the answer? They're fireball candies. The first red thing that came to mind. Lock it in. It's lore now. It feels low effort. I prefer the words homemade and charming. No way, they can't be the enemies because they'd just be red. Where's the gradient come from? Oh, I got it. The red things are glowing fireball candies. And if I want this game to be successful, I can just set it in the back rooms. Except all the lights are out. That's why when it's not red, it's black. The player can't see because there's a bag over his head because the fireballs abducted him and took him to the back rooms. And there's a hole in the bag. That's why you can only see 1 subpixel. Everything's coming together. The reason he doesn't move is because he's suffering from a temporary case of kinesiophobia, the fear of movement. Because he stepped on a bee, and because of his bee allergy, he was then hospitalized. And what? You think this is a joke? See for yourself.
It all started when I stepped on that bee. An allergic reaction sent me to the hospital, but even worse, I was in terror of it happening again. I didn't want to move. I was a broken man. Things were about to get a whole lot worse. Across the city, a giant glowing fireball candy was behind on his car payments, desperate for some cash. His girlfriend worked as a nurse at my hospital, and it didn't take long for him to find out I was an easy target. He gathered his buddies and abducted me, taking me to the back rooms. No one would be able to save me there, but he wasn't counting on one thing. I felt a gun laying on the ground. I may be too scared of bees to move. I may be only able to see through a tiny hole in the bag. And I may not have that much cash on me anyway. But today this wallet is mine, and there's nothing I'm going to let change that. Let's go. Gotcha. Take that. They're all over the place. They're all over the place. Don't mess with this. My wallet is mine. Ah!
So, now that we've traveled this road together, let's take a look at the gameplay from the beginning of this video again. Can you see the game now? There's a link to the game in the description so you can try it yourselves. Please check out the other videos I've made on my channel. See you there!